Elon did this week something that is as bullish to me as him buying Tesla stock. Chicken Genius Singapore actually bought Tesla stock, and all-in billionaire Tesla stock investor says that Elon mocked him. Let's dive in all this and many other news stories in this video. First story I want to cover from this week is Spacex offering its shares. I believe it is Elon Musk's shares. To me, this is as bullish as Elon Musk buying Tesla stock himself, because if he did not sell SpaceX shares, which we do not know 100% of it was him selling SpaceX shares, but we know someone is selling SpaceX shares. I believe it is him because he owns 50% of SpaceX roughly. If he did not sell SpaceX shares, imagine how much more Elon would have sold of Tesla stock. It would not be pretty. Tesla stock is down 14.5% this week, which just keeps making Tesla stock more attractive as the earnings remain the same, but the price of the stock drops. We now know that it was Elon lifting Tesla stock's skirt, making it more attractive. Naughty Elon. Here's one big reason why Elon might have wanted to sell Tesla stock. You see, Elon's CEO Performance Award will let Elon buy 304 million Tesla shares at $23.34 per share anytime before January 2028. And Elon has a huge incentive to time the bottom of Tesla stock. He can exercise these options anytime before 2028. And you can pause the video and see what happens if in the end he sells all of his stock at $1,000. You can see that it is much more better for Elon to sell, to buy these Tesla shares at the lowest possible price, because all of the gains immediately will be taxed at a much higher rate than compared to later. He would be taxed at a much lower tax rate at capital gains tax rate. Now, the bad news in here, which there is a little bit of bad news here, literally to exercise these options, because Elon will need to actually buy a lot of Tesla stock basically. He will probably literally sell Tesla stock to buy more Tesla stock. I know it sounds a little bit confusing and weird if you are a new investor, but that's how it works. Unless Elon wants to use leverage, for example, go into margin, which he made very clear he does not want to do that. But him exercising these stock options, even though on the day that he would basically be doing it, because he would probably be selling Tesla stock right before then, even though it would put downward pressure on the stock temporarily, it would be quite a strong signal that the bottom is likely here, perhaps. Full breakdown is in this video. Billionaire all-in Tesla stock investor Leo Cogman says that Elon, can you believe this, mocked him. He specifically says why he mocked me to be his fanboy who has supported him and Tesla since 2019 with billions of dollars. And good news for us is that Leo put in another $500 million on the line to support Tesla stock price at $160, which it has dropped below that. So he looks like he will be buying more Tesla stock here. Much respect to Leo for buying so much Tesla stock. The only way that I can really think of how Elon possibly mocked Leo is Elon used to follow Leo and on Twitter, and now Elon unfollowed him. And if I was Elon, I mean, I would have done the same. Leo, it's not the first time Leo has called Elon Musk corrupt. Leo called Elon that, or it clearly implied about Elon, back in November, and he retweeted this recently, just now again. Leo also raised a question. Does Elon Musk dislike, ignore, and fight his shareholders as inconvenient pests? So Elon unfollowing Leo on Twitter, I think that is a very measured and appropriate response. Did I say measured? I don't think we hear that word often about Elon Musk, right? Next, Chicken Genius Singapore has just bought Tesla stock. $300,000 worth of Tesla stock. Props to Chicken Genius for getting the movement of Tesla stock short-term right. I also thought that Tesla stock most likely actually it will drop further, and I specifically was talking about May. Tesla was trading much lower than $300 after the split back in May, and it did go lower. Unfortunately, maybe Chicken Genius Singapore will turn out to be in the 1% of all traders who is not going to underperform US equity funds. I am a conservative investor, and I make my decisions based on earnings and not on what the Fed is doing, what the economy is going to do. I look at Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, and I like their approach. That's what I do. Warren Buffett averaged 20% returns annually, and that's good enough for me. Here's Chicken Genius explaining why he bought Tesla stock, mostly because sentiment is extremely low, and many Tesla stock investors, and generally, it appears that they feel that all the hope is gone. But also, this is just a 5% position for Chicken Genius Singapore. By the way, when you look at the sentiment, when you look just at the top analysts, it's overwhelmingly positive. Just something to keep in mind. Elon is also getting a lot more political, and that, of course, is going to add volatility to Tesla stock. No doubt about that. Brace yourselves. Former Tesla board member says that this is a game changer for Tesla. He's talking about Cybertruck being produced soon, and that's quite bullish, of course, for Tesla overall. Tesla missed Troy's expectations in China for deliveries for 1 week. Troy was expecting 16,000, but the actual number came in 13,000. He was expecting a higher number than the previous week because of new discounts that are applied in China. However, Troy is now tweeting that he believes this is largely perhaps due to a hardware change. So it appears that Tesla is upgrading production lines, cutting down costs probably, which would allow Tesla to cut down prices without taking a hit to profit margins. Many more conservative investors, including many institutional investors, are concerned about the demand in China for Tesla vehicles, but Elon said here this week that Tesla is executing better than ever. This was in response to Ross Gerber, who manages a $1 billion fund, who said Elon has now raised $600 billion of Tesla wealth and still nothing from the Tesla board of directors. It's wholly unacceptable. I would say let's give Elon a quarter or two before we come to any conclusions. Don't talk to me about Tesla's stock price. This is a buying opportunity for me. Talk about earnings. Show me declining earnings, and then I will start to change my mind. Until then, let's keep Elon. Let's not give him too much trouble unless earnings are declining and there is a demand issue, which right now we don't have any actual real evidence as of this moment. It's all speculation. We do have an update of the backlog from Troy. He always delays these by a few weeks. We can see clearly that the backlog is declining, but in China specifically, if Tesla is clearing out the backlog because of a potential hardware change. We don't want any vehicles in inventory with the old hardware, which would be cars that no consumer would want to buy. So this would make a lot of sense in terms of what we are seeing here. You would certainly want to clear out the backlog in that case. Here's something really bullish. If you trust Elon Musk, you will really like this one. I will make sure Tesla shareholders benefit from Twitter long term. I like that tweet. I really do. Now, how exactly will Tesla benefit from Twitter? That to me remains a huge mystery. I can think of a few possible scenarios. For example, some sort of way to train the AI for Tesla bot. We know that Tesla is also using language models when it comes to full self-driving. I made a video before then, for example, when there is a decision between two things, let's say you want to go left or right, and you cannot go straight because there's no road. Oftentimes AI is not sure, it just picks the middle, so it just picks the worst possible thing. If you assign words to AI's choices, and you say, for example, that choice 1 is Elon is smart, choice 2 is Tesla stock will 10x before the end of 2030, and then the middle is, for example, Gordon Johnson is a Tesla stock bull. And when you use a language model, you assign words like that, and then AI sees, oh, Gordon Johnson is smart and is a Tesla stock bull. Oh, that doesn't make sense. Okay, so that choice we cannot go with. So that's one example of Tesla using a language model, which Twitter has so much data, right? So maybe that's one way to do it. But the most obvious way that I would see how Tesla would benefit from Twitter is if Tesla literally buys Twitter. Do it, Elon. Please. Do it. We want you to do it. Then no one, absolutely no one will be complaining, oh, Elon is sleeping at Twitter's offices. Elon, are you spending any time at Tesla? Elon, when are you coming back to Tesla? Elon, you better step down as a CEO from Tesla. Like, you wouldn't hear any of that then. This would fix so much. I mean, you compare Tesla's market cap, hundreds of billions of dollars, $470 billion. Twitter deal was how much? $44 billion. So Tesla, in theory, could buy Twitter just outright, pay in full, and it's only still less than 10% of Tesla's market cap. I'm not saying do it like that, but I'm just giving you the numbers to compare. And I personally believe that Twitter, if Elon does focus on it, will become a $1 trillion company eventually. Long time from now, but eventually. Here's some more good news for all of you. Morgan Stanley's Jonas said Tesla stock is a top pick for 2023. He says Tesla is the only company able to sell EVs at internal combustion engine-like margins. Here's something just beyond silly. Elon Musk, you can see right here. Let me just move to the right side. I have a question. Does this number to you mean anything? Like, is it coming closer to a number that Elon Musk is really fond of? This is a number of Tesla shares that Elon is holding. He is super close to literally 420 million shares. If you were Elon Musk, wouldn't you be tempted to sell a few more shares, which when I say a few more shares, I mean 3,622,432 shares, just to make that number exactly 420 million shares. And we are back to the all-in Tesla stock investor, Leo, a billionaire. He's saying he retweeted this tweet that said, openly, Elon stated, I don't care about my investors. This is not what Elon said, by the way. Let's go straight to the source. Here's what Elon said, and it's important to understand this whole context. I couldn't care less, Tesla CEO Elon Musk said of day traders during the company's quarterly earnings call last week. This is from 2018. Please sell our stock and don't buy it. And this is the important missing context from that tweet. But Musk does not seem to see it that way. If people are concerned about volatility, he noted during the call, they should definitely not buy our stock. I'm not here to convince you to buy our stock. Do not buy it if volatility is scary. This is extremely different from saying Elon Musk does not care about his investors. Leo is also calling for Elon to basically step down as the CEO. Leo is saying Elon is merely just someone that we hired. He's our employee. Elon was a proud father. Tesla has grown up. An executioner Tim Cook-like is needed, not Elon. Be careful what you wish for. Be careful. Be careful. This is Amazon stock. Can you guess when Jeff Bezos, the founder, stepped down as CEO? If you guess in the middle of 2021, you would be right. I'm not saying this is all because of Jeff Bezos stepping down. There are macroeconomic factors as well, of course, but I can't help but wonder, would Amazon would have fallen so hard if Jeff Bezos still remained as a full-time CEO? Something I wonder. Also, remember that Steve Jobs was ousted from Apple in 1985, and then Apple acquired Steve's company to have him back as the CEO. And at that time, Apple was on the verge of bankruptcy. Steve Jobs completely revived, rebuilt Apple, and stock skyrocketed, and it kept skyrocketing for a long time. Let's judge Elon based on his results for Tesla, as in earnings. Let's not judge him based on how many minutes he spends per day at Tesla. That's just a silly way to measure things. You see, when I go to my dentist, I don't want my dentist to work on my teeth for, let's say, 10 hours while I am suffering in extreme pain, and then I would pay my dentist more because he spent more time letting me suffer for much more longer than necessary. I would rather have my dentist get the thing done in 10 minutes. The pain is quick, short, it's over. I would much rather pay the dentist more who can do the job quickly, and effectively I pay for the results. I don't pay for how much time the dentist spends working on my teeth. There is literally nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with Tesla fundamentals. Let's judge Elon based on Tesla's fundamentals and earnings. The stock market can be absolutely irrational for a long period of time. If you're new to being a Tesla stock investor, welcome, but we should all be familiar with how Tesla stock works. It stays flat for a rather long period of time, and it skyrockets out of nowhere when you least expect it, almost. And then it stays flat for a long time, and then out of nowhere, almost you could say, just skyrockets super quick. And it appears that maybe we are going through one of these periods, which is, by the way, one big reason why I only own Tesla stock in my stock portfolio, because the stock stays flat for a long time. So I can accumulate. Think about this. Would you rather have a stock just go up like this steadily? Or would you rather have it stay flat for a long time where you can keep buying at the same prices, literally at the same price, even cheaper than how much you paid right here? And now you get a much bigger gain on money that you put in here because it just skyrockets so quickly. Whereas if it just went up smoothly like this, then your total returns would actually be lower, you could say. So if every year you literally buy more and more of Tesla stock compared to previous years, then you are happy with Tesla stock being like this. And here are 47 more reasons why I only own Tesla stock in my stock portfolio. My name is Matt Postis. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.